Welcome to all. In this video, we will see about in vitro transcription. In vitro transcription is the process of template-directed synthesis of RNA molecules in a test tube condition. We can produce RNA molecules a size ranging from short oligonucleotides to several kilobases of RNA molecules. We can produce nanogram level of RNA to milligram level of RNA using in vitro transcription. Now we will see the principle of in vitro transcription. In central dogma of life, to perform transcription, RNA polymerase involved. The RNA polymerase recognizes the promoter sequence in the DNA strand and it will bind along with its protein complexes, and then it will identify the transcription initiation site and starts to produce complementary RNA molecules, and the RNA polymerase complex move along the DNA strand to lengthen the mRNA transcript molecules. Once it recognizes the stop signal, it stops the continuation of mRNA elongation and the mRNA molecule is released. Likewise, several copies of mRNA molecules are repeatedly producing at certain time point of time. Now we will see the principles and methods required for the in vitro transcription. So to perform in vitro transcription, DNA template with promoter is required and ribonucleotide triphosphate, that is called RNTPs, are required to supply inside the tube, and DNA dependent RNA polymerase that recognizes the promoter is supplied inside the tube. In addition, we have to add the buffer that contains tris to maintain pH and divalent cation to maintain the integrity of nucleotides. And we have to use RNase free deionized distilled water to make up uniform concentration of the reaction setup. Now we will see about DNA template. The DNA template contains two portions. The first part is a promoter. Most commonly bacteriophage specific promoters such as T7, T3 or sp6 promoter sequence are selected for DNA template, followed by the DNA sequence which is complementary to our desirable RNA sequences combined together. To combine promoter, the promoters and template DNA are containing adapter sequences that are recognized by similar restriction enzyme. Then we have to cut it and combine together and ligate them with DNA ligase. Now the promoter and DNA ligated combination will be obtained. If we get this sequence in a circular plasmid, means it is better we have to linearize with a single restriction enzyme before performing in vitro transcription. Under linear condition, the transcription efficiency will be higher than circular plasmid. And if our aim is to develop the hybridization probes for northern blotting, complementary antisense DNA sequence is required. Now we will see the ribonucleotide triphosphate. The in vitro transcription reaction mix, we have to supply RNTPs that comprise of 4 nucleotides: ribonucleo ATP, UTP, CTP and GTP. These 4 components are mixed in equal proportion. From there we will take required volume. Generally up to 1 microliter we will add in the reaction tube. To prepare the probes, radio-labeled or fluorescent labeled RNTP such as RUTP is used for probe synthesis, and RNA polymerase is selected based on the promoter. If sp6 promoter is present in the template, we have to choose RNA polymerase sp6. Similarly, based on promoter, it may be T7 or T3 is selected. Now we will see the reaction setup near 20 microliter volume. We have to add RNTPs up to 1 microliter and the promoter template DNA complex X microliter, that will vary depends on the concentration of the DNA in the final solution. And we have to add RNA polymerase Y microliter, and 10x buffer is added up to 2 microliter in 20 microliter setup. Then we add RNase free water to make up the volume to 20 microliter. Once we complete all the components, we have to mix thoroughly by inverting several times and kept in 35 to 40 degrees Celsius incubator for 2 hours. During this time, several copies of mRNA molecules will be produced. Once the transcription is completed, it is necessary to purify the RNA from chemicals and DNA template, since presence of such components will degrade the RNA molecules over the period of time. For purification, phenol chloroform extraction method is widely used. So to perform phenol chloroform extraction, immediately after the completion of reaction, make up the volume to 450 microliter and add 50 microliter of 3 molar sodium acetate prepared with pH 5.2. So roughly 10% of 3 molar sodium acetate is present in the final volume of RNA and chemical mixture. With this equal volume of 1:1 phenol chloroform mixture is added. Then it was mixed by inversion of 10 to 25 times and centrifuged 10,000 rpm for 10 minutes. During this time, the RNA molecules present in the upper aqueous layer and it is carefully taken out, transferred to another tube, and 2 volumes of absolute alcohol is added, mixed well and centrifuged at 10,000 rpm for 10 minutes. During this time, the RNA is pelleted. Supernatant is discarded and the pellet is mixed with 1 ml of 70% RNase-free ethanol. Mix well, again centrifuged at 10,000 rpm for 10 minutes. Now the supernatant containing salt will be discarded and the tube is inverted and air dried for 5 to 10 minutes. After that, the pellet is resuspended in RNase-free 100 micromolar EDTA solution or deionized distilled water. And this RNA sample can be stored at -20 degrees Celsius for several weeks, and if you want to store for several months, it has to be stored at -80 degrees Celsius. Now we will see how to analyze or confirm the transcripts. To confirm transcripts, RNA gel electrophoresis is the best method. Gel and running buffer contains formaldehyde to keep the RNA molecules in linearized and denatured conditions. So if the synthesized RNA molecules containing radiolabeled or fluorescent conjugated nucleotides, then it can be detected by autoradiogram. If the nucleotides is not labeled, then stain the gel with ethidium bromide or cyper green and visualize under UV trans illuminator or gel DAC. So for radiolabeled nucleotides, we transfer the RNA in the agarose gel into membrane. Then membrane is detected by autoradiogram, and the RNA transferred to membrane which are non-radiolabeled are visualized by methylene blue staining technique. Now we will see the applications and use of in vitro transcription. So in vitro transcription highly helpful for development of radiolabeled or fluorescent conjugated RNA probes which are used in northern blot and several applications. Antisense RNA known as aRNA or complementary or cRNA, and this mRNA are used in expression studies through microinjection inside the cell. And for virus infection mimic studies, we can develop the transcripts and inject in vitro. Perform RNA structural analysis studies such as protein RNA binding study and mechanic studies such as ribozyme analysis and activities. For in vitro translation, we have to supply the mRNA molecules that is produced by in vitro transcription. And this technique is suitable technique to produce the RNA ladders which are used in RNA based agarose gel electrophoresis. Thank you.